Well, we were going to do a write out today, but we're going to do a rant video instead.
Pre-warning to everybody, I'm not going to beat around the bush on this one. It's the comment section. As much as I love some of you guys, there's a whole load of people who are always like, you said this, and you said that, and you did this, and you did that. That's right, talking out their asses. As someone who puts videos on the internet, as you can imagine, like my whole life is a barrage of comments and abuse and people knowing better than me and everything else. And that's fine, right? Comments that have bothered me are from Canadian citizens themselves. Now I realize there's a lot of ignorant and stupid people out there, but this video is it's about some of the comments we get. And it's not about the personal attacks at me or the personal attacks at them or on my friends or any of those kind of things. That's fine, you know, like people, the trolls are trolls, people are people, and not everybody's gonna like me. I can't keep everybody happy. That's absolutely fine. The issue I'm having right now, what's pissing me off the most, is Canadian citizens who know nothing about how their own country's immigration system works. For instance, people keep telling me that is it my entire fault for coming here illegally in the first place. Well, first off, I didn't come here illegally. I came here with paperwork. I came here with a work permit. I got 2 legal extensions, and then wasn't able to get my next extension or permit in time before my status ran out. For numerous reasons, mainly around COVID and governments not providing our paperwork back to us quick enough in order to meet their own deadlines. It's not my fault that Justin Trudeau couldn't organise a shagging competition in a whorehouse. As for people who think you can just come into this country with no paperwork whatsoever and just start waltzing around and do what I do and make videos of what you're doing and what have you as an illegal immigrant, you must be mental. I hate to say it, but your ignorance is hanging out. You might want to tuck that back in. To even step into this country, firstly, A, I had to prove that I didn't even have a criminal record of any description. B, I had to prove that we had $15,000 in the bank each to support our stay here, and C, I had to provide evidence that I had money for us to return, which leads us on to our next rant, which is saying that I'm costing the Canadian government a whole heap of money right now. And to be quite frankly honest about that, you're wrong about that too. So what's my reasoning behind this argument, you ask? Well, my reasoning behind this argument is I'm having to pay for the entire removal myself. The flights, the COVID tests, the insurance, every last bit of it is all down to me to pay for. The Canadian government is not paying for my removal. The only thing that they are paying for is the CBSA officer who is currently working from home right now, who calls me up once a week to find out how I'm getting on with my organization for my removal. He has a job regardless of my immigration status. There are literally thousands of illegal immigrants in this country that they can't even find because they don't stay in touch. We have kept in touch the whole time. This is why we're in the situation we're in right now. If I had played the illegal immigrant card and I had avoided everything right now, I would be fine. Would that not make more sense to you? But either way, he has a job regardless of my situation. So, therefore, I am not costing the Canadian government anything. They don't even send me paper copies of anything. I have to get an email and print everything myself. So they're not even costing ink. So, you know, like, to people to say that good riddance to me because I'm costing the Canadian government money, you know, like, fuck you. That's not true. That's not true even in the slightest. Not even remotely true. I have not had access to healthcare. I have not had access to benefits. I have not had access to anything. We have paid tax on any and all earnings that we've earned out here. So what, why, how am I costing the Canadian government money? I am not. But these people watch Border Force, so they know all about illegal immigrants. You know, like, illegal immigrant is such an open and wide term. To tar everybody with the same brush is just beyond incorrect. You know, like, I'm an illegal immigrant as much as a murderer or a drug dealer or any of the bad people out there. I made a paperwork error, mainly due to the English government taking 7 months to send me my new passport. As if that's my fault. COVID is a perfect excuse for them, but it's not a perfect excuse for me. It's not even an excuse for us leaving. You know, people asking in the comments, you know, like, oh, you know, like, aren't they assholes for sending you during COVID? Well, yes, they are. Apparently, my risk of COVID is no greater than going down to Vancouver, getting on an aeroplane, flying to Toronto, getting off again, getting on another aeroplane full of people, and then flying back to England. I'm at no more risk than I would be here. This is the plane and all the traveling and going to London Heathrow and all the hundreds of people around me is just as safe as it is for me to be here right now. So equally, that's no kind of argument either. The problem with the CBSA is they have no government oversight. They can operate in whatever means they want. So that means that there's no lawyer or MP or anybody on the planet that wants to help me. The reality of the matter is, if an MP wants to help somebody, they pick somebody of a group of people. And I'm not, you know, like personally, I'm not racist, I'm not anything-ist, but like, this is exactly how it appears to me. If I was of a group of people that was a large group of people, you know, like right here, where I live right now, I am the minority. As a white immigrant, I am the minority of people. The majority of population out here is predominantly First Nations. We live between two reserves, there's hardly any white immigrants here, right? Or any immigrants for that matter. But you'll find that a lot of MPs in more urban areas will find a particular family and help them with their removal process, or stay their removal process, or have it quashed completely in a bid to get more votes. And they do that because they know if they help somebody of a certain community, let's say I lived here and there was a huge community of English people who live right here in the Chilcotin, then it would be in an MP's interest to help me out because a lot of these people may now vote for them. You know, like, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to work any of this out. You know, like, we are not special, we are not anything, right? We made a mistake with our paperwork, we've got to go. We'll be back, don't worry about that, and I'll be back just to prove you guys wrong. Like, I'm not having you say that I'm not good for Canada when all I've come here is work my ass off, and all I've done is been fucked over in the process. I am not having anybody say that about our time here in Canada. This is me, I'm giving you the fucking facts of the matter. The actual hard facts. Not some fucking speculation or opinion you've made from some TV program that is morally absolutely wrong in the first place. How can you go around and film people being deported when half these people don't even speak English? You're not getting permissions, you're not even, you know, they're not even aware of why they're being filmed, and then they're all over TV, and then people sit down and they watch it, and then their entire knowledge of their country's immigration system comes from some dramatized TV show. You know, like, immigration is not cut and shut by any means. It is a very, very grey area. That's why, partly because of the reason we're here. There's something called a labour market impact assessment that does not work. It does not work for rural areas. It probably works just fine in urban areas, but basically what the labour market impact assessment says, an immigrant can't take a job if there's a Canadian that can do it. Not that will do it, or is going to do it, or any of those things, that can do it. And the problem with that is, there is Canadians that can do all of these jobs, but when you live in an area like this, none of them want to do it. There is no young people here to work. We are like literally the youngest people in the area. We are the workforce of this area. What more do you want me to say? But there's a guy down in Vancouver who could do the job, but he's not coming here to do it. But because he could do the job, no immigrants can get the job. You know, just a couple of weeks ago, I put a video out about Bill C-10, and everybody said I'm a conspiracy theorist. As if I'd just fabricated this from nowhere. This is current politics right now. The Canadian Conservative Party are petitioning against it. So to say that I'm making it up and I'm wearing a tinfoil hat, and ever since I've seen nothing but Bill C-10 on YouTube and in the news and on people's Facebook, and all of a sudden, but I'm the mental case for bringing it up in the first place. No. But I'm bad for Canada, am I? I'm bad for standing up for the Canadians' people's rights because they don't even realize themselves. No, I'm not having any of this. Sorry. You know, like, this video is gonna hurt your feelings a lot more than it's gonna hurt mine. I'm feeling great because of this. Like, this is exactly what I needed right now. I don't even know how coherent this video is gonna be, but I don't really care. You know, like, it's made me feel so much better. It's gonna dispel some of the myths. You know, like, you can say what you want about my immigration status, but realistically, you don't know anything about it because I haven't told you. You know? I haven't told you yet because I've not produced the video yet. So for you to speculate anything is unreal. You know, like, we've had people claiming that we've made all our money out here off of YouTube. You think I've lived out here for 4 years on $4,000? Come on, use your head. Go back to bed, one or the other, right? You know, like, come on, man. I just can't believe the level of ignorance from some of these commenters. I don't know how you could know everything but be so uneducated at the same time. I just don't understand it. You know, like, we live in an information age. Go out there, look at the internet, go and read a book. Find out what's actually going on. You know, like, form your opinion from something else that isn't from, you know, somebody's popular opinion formed off a TV show or something, etc. I'm not saying that's exactly where these people have got their information from, but, you know, to be tied at the same blanket as every illegal immigrant out there, that's not fair. That's not fair for anybody to do to me or anybody to say to me. Like, the CBSA aren't even treating us the same as they treat every other illegal immigrant. You think every other illegal immigrant gets this period of time to get their shit organized to leave? No. We've got this period of time to get our shit organized to leave because we've made a paperwork error. We are fully compliant. We have done everything and we've jumped through every hoop we possibly can to try and make this work. So for people trying to tell me that I'm not taking the correct methods or I'm not taking the correct routes and all this, that, and the other, you're wrong. Like, if people knew how immigration actually worked, people might actually say, hang on a minute. Like, if I told you the ins and outs of everything I've learned about immigration and being an immigrant since I've been here, you might actually stop and think, oh, hang on. That's not what I thought at all, because it ain't. I didn't know anything about immigration until I became one. How would I? I didn't know how immigration worked in England. I didn't know how immigration worked in Canada until I started doing it myself. And I've been on the shitty end of the stick the whole time. I could tell you every dirty detail possible. I could tell you everything that we could have done to have avoided the situation we're in right now. It wouldn't have been difficult, but I'm not that guy. I want to come back here, I want to be legit, and I want to work here and carry on my life as I want to live it in Canada here. Work, pay tax, continue as we were. I don't see what's more to ask for. I'm not taking anybody's jobs. There's nobody out here. There's plenty of work available. There's no end of work available. If I was able to go and get my Class 3 license right now, I'd be able to earn myself $100 grand a year just driving a truck. You think all the taxes I'd be paying in right then? But no. We've got to pay for our own removal. We've got to leave. And even our year's ban is just a cash grab. Our year ban is just a formality. So yes, we are banned for a year, unless I apply for something called an ARC, which I pay an extra $400, and then the ban becomes irrelevant. So, you know, telling me that this is anything other than just a cash grab, whilst they're bringing in a whole load of refugees and they're helping them out and they're, you know, like they're getting handed everything. We have had nothing from the Canadian government. We don't want anything from the Canadian government other than legal status to be here and continue working. I'm not asking for much. Anyway, I'm done. That's all you're getting from me. Hope you enjoyed the video. Catch you all on the next one. Cheers. So in answer to your original question, I'm costing the Canadian government $0. And before I forget, go fuck yourself.